Welcome to another edition of Chiefs Uncut. I'm Lindsay Leborgne. I'll be giving you a few updates on things that that are going on in the community at present, and just talk about general things that I see happening. We all know that school is started. School buses are back out. The kids are out. I think I want to make everybody aware of the school buses, make sure that you make a complete stop when the school bus stops and puts out their sign. We don't need any tragedies. People tend to either ignore it or maybe they're not paying attention to it, but it happens all the time when school starts. Just be aware that our kids are on the road again. The other thing I'd like to mention, and it's something that's a recurring thing within the community, speeding. The speed limit in the town proper is 30 kilometers an hour. That's fairly slow. Everybody's used to going 50 kilometers an hour. It's imperative, being that we have so many kids on the streets now and so many cars as opposed to years ago, that everybody pay attention to your speed. As we've noticed, we put signs at several strategic locations throughout the town that warn you of what speed you're going. And those, although you don't get a ticket for going through that, there's a way that it's monitored, and we know that when people are speeding through it. So I'd just like to mention that even though we have them there, it has helped, but more people than should be are speeding within the community proper. The other thing is we had a lot of problems with 207, not just lately, but for years now. And we've had several accidents just very recently. Again, we have a speeding problem. We have many people from outside the community, and I know that's the first thing people say, well, it's people from outside. I live on the Old Chattagee Road, and we have the same thing. Kahnawake is an access to the Mercier Bridge, basically. And any road that's available will be taken due to everybody has GPS now and they know what roads to take. So they try to follow the path of least resistance. And so whether it be the Old Chattagee Road, 207, 132, 138, or even cutting through the housing developments to try to beat a stop sign. I would just tell you to be careful, be aware, and I know it's frustrating. You would like to think, well, we should block off some roads. The problem with that is if you block off a road or two, that just makes more traffic on the other two available roads. So we're trying to figure out a way to mitigate traffic with the least amount of disruption to our population, because our population is the most important thing that we always try to consider. Unfortunately, like I said, I live on the Old Chattagee Road. A lot of times, the people that are speeding or passing are our own people. It's a sad thing to say, but I have to say it because I see it. Just this past Saturday, I was passed by a pickup truck on the 207, speeding, having to cut me off because traffic ongoing was right there. And I followed him, and it was somebody from the community. It's just unacceptable, and it's going to lead to tragedy. And we don't need that. So I would just tell everybody, and I get it, we're all guilty. I'm sure someone will say, I seen you driving fast at some point. Guilty as charged. But try to be mindful of it at all times. I try to, when I realize that I'm doing it, I immediately change my speed. But I'm just telling everybody, just keep it in mind, please. Like I said, schools are open. I guess the final thing I would like to mention is, as a council member, we like to update about what we're doing. Next week, I'll be going to New York City for September 11th. I was asked, and this is the 4th year in a row, I've been asked to call names of those first responders that have died after 9/11. And I don't mean the people that were killed that day. I mean people, firemen, policemen, construction workers, etc., that worked there digging out after. They've so far passed the amount of people that were originally killed on that day with people that have worked there just recovering. So that's where I'll be next week. I hope everybody stays safe and watch the kids on the roads. Nyawagoa, Ona.